Dose of Israeli politics developing right now. Happening soon, lawmakers in parliament will vote on a controversial Jewish nation-state bill. This bill would define Israel as the nation-state of the Jewish people. It would become a basic law. That's basically the closest thing to a constitutional amendment that exists here. Some of the controversy on this legislation came from a particular clause that legalized segregation and housing discrimination based on religion or ethnicity. That clause, though, could be removed soon. Netanyahu and his political rival / education minister Naftali Bennett have agreed to rework the language so it celebrates in general Jewish settlement as a national value in more general terms. We have our investigative correspondent Eylon Aslan-Levy live at Jerusalem's parliament, the Knesset, reporting on this developing story right now. Give us a sense, Eylon, the controversy, the fireworks over every word of this nation-state bill. Why is it so controversial, and what is happening right now?
Every word indeed. The government is very keen to pass this bill as quickly as possible before the summer recess. The opposition trying to make it as difficult as possible for them, putting in over 200 suggestions for revisions in order to try to filibuster the bill. The government says this is an important bill to place in law Israel's character as a Jewish state. The opposition saying at best that it's completely unnecessary and a provocation to the Arab community, at worst calling it outright racist. We're joined here by member of Knesset Nachman Shai, who represents the Zionist Union Party. Mr. Shai, thank you very much for joining us. Explain to us, please, why does your party oppose the nation-state bill?
We just don't need it. We don't need it. The state is being recognized all over the world as the Jewish state, Jewish and democratic state. It will just cause us damage wherever it goes, wherever people will hear about it, whenever governments will suddenly pay attention that we, for example, call for Jewish settlements and so on and so forth. We don't need it. Our international position is quite established, and I'm just concerned about the damage that will be caused to Israel as a result of it.
Could you zone in on specifically which parts of the bill you think are problematic? Because that most controversial Clause 7, calling for segregated communities, has been changed.
Yeah, and that's why we don't need the bill, because whenever you do something which is not already in the in the bill book, which is we have no constitution, but we have basic laws, and that's going to be one of them. But we don't need it anywhere. The flag, the national anthem, they are all there. And there are two cases which I feel are not nearly necessary. One of them is about how to make sure that in certain places, on a certain settlement, there'll be just Jewish neighbors, not neighbors, but residents. And on the other hand, another case with the Jews in the diaspora. There was the World Jury, where they say that Israel will take action and will work for creating solidarity and create strengthen the links between Israel and the diaspora, but in the diaspora, not in Israel, which has to help in dealing with the Kotel and so on. Really, there's no reason to wake up all the dogs and all the lions and all the enemies of Israel. We have enough of it, and we just have to continue in what we are doing, which is enough.
Your party has proposed many changes, some serious, some very silly, proposing the law come into effect in 2048. I imagine that's not serious. What changes would the government have to make to this bill in order to win the support of the Zionist Union?
Eliminate the bill. That's it. We simply don't need it. It's hard to explain, because Israel is a Jewish state. What's new about it?
But look, if you're saying that the bill is unnecessary, then just as the government can easily drop it, you too can easily drop your opposition and say, let it pass, whatever, it doesn't matter.
That will give a certain connotation of Israel as a racist state, as a state just for Jews. And it's not true. We have a minority. 20% of the people of Israel are not Jewish. They are Muslims, Christians, Druze, and so on and so forth. And we, in this bill, just saying you are second-class citizens of the state of Israel. Why do we need it? Why do we need it? It breaks the Israeli society to pieces.
Why indeed. Member of Knesset Nachman Shai from the Zionist Union Party, thank you very much for joining us. The Knesset will be convening the special committee early tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, in order to go through line by line with each of those revisions.